I was today years old when I found out.
In a song, is it the music or the lyrics that matter the most? Have you ever wondered that question? Is it the music or the lyrics that matter the most? Well, Sandy Patty said, music is a very powerful force. Is she right? Absolutely. It has a way of breaking down barriers. She's right there as well. But a lot of artists are taking that very powerful tool and putting negative, horrible lyrics to it. And those lyrics are getting into the hearts of the listeners and are shaping their values. She is dead on. That's exactly what's happening. Why can't we, i.e. contemporary Christian musicians, take that same powerful force, music, and put positive lyrics to it and begin shaping values that way? So what you may not understand, the subtext of this is what she believes is that only the lyrics really matter. So, yes, music has wonderful power, but it really is only the lyrics that have the moral content. And we're going to explore that. David Meese, he was a CCM artist, big in the 80s, and here's what he said. Basically, you have to focus on the lyrics, what the song is saying. That is my criteria to decide whether the song is right or wrong. It has nothing to do with the musical style. It has to do with the lyrics, what the song is saying. What are the words saying? As Christians, we can objectively judge it from that standpoint. So we have CCM artists that believe, and CCM, if I refer to that, that means that CCM is contemporary Christian musicians, or the music industry. CCM proponents typically will say that it's only the lyrical content that matters. However, when you have someone like Professor Marshall McLuhan, he has a different view on this. Now you have to understand, McLuhan's work is viewed as one of the most, as the cornerstone studies on media. The medium is the message. That is to say, the music, the melody, harmony, and rhythm, all by itself disposes a man to virtue or vice by moving the emotions. Therefore, the way in which they move the passions should serve as a principal basis for judgment on whether any given piece of music is good or bad. Interesting. Brain specialist Dr. Richard Pellegrino, he declared that music had the uncanny power to, quote, trigger a flood of human emotions and images that have the ability to instantaneously produce very powerful changes in emotional states. Instantaneously. Boom! I can change it that quick with music. Take it from a brain guy. In 25 years of working with the brain, I still cannot affect a person's state of mind the way that one simple song can. That's powerful.
I was today years old when I found out.
Can music alone influence the listener? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try a little experiment. Everyone, when I tell you to please close your eyes, and we are going to listen to a couple clips. They're only 15 seconds long. And then when we're done, I'm going to ask you a question or two, and then raise your hand to give me the answer, okay? Are we ready? Okay, so everyone close your eyes, and if you're viewing at home, close your eyes as well. Here we go. Can music alone influence the listener? All right, so how did that make you feel? Someone raise their hands and tell me, how did that make you feel? What did that make you think of? Yes. Happiness, okay, great. Yes. Disneyland, okay. Patriotic, okay. Yes? Oh, like a horse or something, okay. So how did I know to put this on the screen before I knew what you were going to say? I knew you would say that you were happy, patriotic. Some people have said colonial, that type of thing. Because the music itself has a motive, and we experience music in the context of our living. And so for Americans, that would seem very patriotic. I played this sample over in Sweden, and they go, I don't know how it makes me feel. Because that to them is not a patriotic American-sounding type piece of music. Very interesting. All right, close our eyes. Okay, how'd that make you feel? Yes. Scared? What? Mysterious. Scared. Little Dill Pickle said scared. He's my little buddy. Yes. Suspenseful. So again, I'm not a genius. I knew you were going to answer eerie and scary. You know why? Because music is a universal language. We respond, by and large, the exact same way to the music. Close your eyes, one more. Okay, so yes. Oh, hands shot right up row. Yes, yes, man. Happy. Playful. Anybody else? Yes. Energetic. So how did I know that? Because it is a universal language, and we respond to music in the same way.
I ran around with a band that, I won't name them, but a satanic rock band, and all their music was very wicked. And one day I just asked him, I said, where do you get those horrible songs that you write? And he said to me, we all get in a room and the songs just come. We know that to be automatic writing. And he said, the songs just come, we write them down, we record them, and then we take the master tape to a witch coven and they pray over it. So that when we press the records and they go into people's homes, demons go home with each record.
Satan is using the rock groups as his patsies to evangelize the youth of the world.
The satanic message is clear, both in the album covers and in the lyrics, which are reaching impressionable young minds.
When a form of music that our children like becomes linked with ghoulish images and violent theatrics, and even suicide, it demands our attention. Perhaps more to the point, the children need our attention.
Some rock artists actually seem to encourage teen suicide. Ozzy Osbourne sings Suicide Solution. Blue Oyster Cult sings Don't Fear the Reaper. AC/DC sings Shoot to Thrill. Just last week in Center Point, a small Texas town, a young man took his life while listening to the music of AC/DC. He was not the first.
You know what? I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real.
The reason why Satan has to deceive us and get us into entertainment and cause us to be so focused on what Lil Wayne said and what the Grammys are doing, and we're supposed to be praying, but we focus on that because he knows if we ever wake up to the true agenda, we'll start praying. Prayer is what destroys the enemy's works. Message!
Now it seems like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
It's opportunistic. Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
But anyway, this music had young people basically just killing themselves and worshiping the devil and just basically calling the devil's name out. We were in high school, kids would come to school with the satanic Bible, and this music would have all kinds of vicious pictures and graphic pictures on the CD covers and all this, and I mean, it was just a mess. Holy Spirit came to me a little while after that and said, spoke to me and said, Craig, this is not pleasing to the devil. He said, the devil is not satisfied with this because the brothers ain't down with heavy metal. Black folk ain't liking that. But he began to tell me that there was something coming that was getting ready to rock this nation. It's going to be worse than a bomb. But it was going to create a bunch of young people that were going to totally defy order. The whole world would be rocked by the impact of it. He began to prepare something to catch and captivate the minds of America and pull them straight into his own belly. That form of music that he was forming was what we know as the hip-hop culture.
The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on and is placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master is cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive office. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there.
I was today years old when I found out.
Megan Fox caused quite a stir in 2022 when she told Glamour UK that she and her twin flame, Machine Gun Kelly, drink each other's blood.
It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes.
Like many modern witches, Fox is also into meditation, astrology, and tarot card readings, revealing, "I do rituals on new moons and full moons, and all these things." She's even shared an Instagram photo of some of her witchy reading material, Moonspells by Diane Alquist. Republican politician Robbie Starbuck, who concocted a story about witnessing her sons have a breakdown because Fox forced them to wear girls' clothes. Fox fired back on Instagram, "Exploiting my child's gender identity to gain attention in your political campaign has put you on the wrong side of the universe. I have been burned at the stake by insecure, narcissistic, impotent little men like you many times, and yet I'm still here. UF *** head with the wrong witch." High School Musical star Vanessa Hudgens told Nylon that her belief in the paranormal served as a stepping stone on her journey to becoming a practitioner of the craft. "I've always been drawn towards the darkness and the unknown, as well as herbalism, ever since I was a kid, and nature. But someone else saw Hudgens' magical potential before she did." Hudgens recalled her in style, "The makeup artist I was working with comes from a long lineage of witches, and she had brought something up about being a witch and about me being a witch." Hudgens embraced this revelation wholeheartedly, and she invited her fans to join her as she learned more about witchcraft and the supernatural. Hudgens told Nylon that she's seen ghosts, quote, "for as long as I can remember." Now she embraces this mystical ability as part of her identity as a witch.
It's about exploring your spirituality and what does it mean to be a woman in these days.
Does quarterback Tom Brady have his ex Gisele Bündchen to thank for his long, successful NFL career?
I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones that she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes.
He also said that Bündchen is a big believer in manifestation and the spiritual method of achieving a desired goal using intention, energy, focus, and devotion is popular among witchcraft practitioners. According to Brady, listening to Bündchen's guidance helped him win the Super Bowl that year.
She said, "You're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch."
Rapper Princess Nokia comes from a long line of witches who practice Regla de Ocha or Santeria.
It's an Afro-Cuban religion that originated in West Africa, and it has a rich history steep known as orishas, and believers can have some witchy talents as well. Nokia told Fader in 2016, "A lot of practices of Regla de Ocha come with mediumship, clairvoyance, and healing abilities." Nokia said her mother, who died from AIDS when she was 10, was a gifted witch. According to the singer, deceased loved ones are worshipped like deities. In our culture, we learn that the Agin, our ancestor's spirit, is always around us. My mother and grandmother both died when I was a child, but because they were proprietors, their Agins were so strong, and they've always been able to guide me. But Nokia's mother also shaped her beliefs in a big way while she was still alive. Nokia revealed that her mother would leave mermaid tokens in her room. She explained their significance by saying, She left the mermaid tokens so I could understand who I was, who my mother was, who her mother was, and therefore never be lost in this world. Nokia told Vogue in 2017 that she, too, is a witch who possesses her own gift of clairvoyance. Blink-182 was one of the acts that cancelled their performance at the Fire Festival, and guitarist Matt Skiba told NME that his witch's intuition warned him that the event was going to be a disaster, saying, "I consider myself a pagan and a witch. With every inch of my energy, I wanted fire not to happen. I put all the electricity and energy in my body against that thing happening. Was going to be a disaster, saying, I consider myself a pagan and a witch. With every inch of my energy, I wanted fire not to happen. I put all the electricity and energy in my body against that thing happening." Skiba also shared that it didn't sit right with him that the event, since elite attendees were going to be living it up on the island, while its many impoverished residents got no benefit from the rowdy revelers' presence. He said of the festival's failure to deliver what it promised, "I used my witchy ways and it seemed to work. I'll take responsibility and everyone can blame me.
I was today years old when I found out.
Like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers entered the rapture. And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell. Right with me. So, let's get it.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
This industry is not what you think it is. Don't let these people fool you, man. I'm gonna give y'all a little background with me, man. Like, my life is not perfect, man. Don't think because I'm on Instagram showing this, showing that, I don't got a perfect life either. And I want you to understand that just because all these rappers show all this money and show all this fame, don't think their life is good.
Most entertainers are perverted one way or another. Most of them are. And a lot of the managers are. And a lot of the record producers are. And so what they do, they tie hand in hand. So you go into the studio, they give you cocaine, you get high, and then you do your act.
You never found satisfaction.
It wasn't no satisfaction. I was sick. I had to stay high all the time to feel like a natural person. I had to just it's a sickness because you would feel bad when you do it. And after a while, you get so that you don't hear that little voice no more.
What happened?
Proverbs, the 22nd chapter, verse 1, that a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, more than love and favors, rather than silver or gold. The rich and the poor mixed together, God is the maker of them all. Then he was telling me in Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. Amen. And I'm just glad that I heard the voice of Jesus calling.
I just want to show a clip of one of your old shows so people can get a gist of what you actually mean. Check this out.
Put down for him, take it back a little bit.
So this is a manifestation.
Yes. Look at it. Wait. I think it's before. Okay, right here. See that?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a demonic manifestation right
wow.
It's a serpent. That's a serpent tongue.
Wow. So you were filled.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was definitely filled with, not the Holy Ghost, but I was definitely filled with
a different spirit.
Yes. I was filled with a ghost, though.
Filled with a different spirit right here.
Correct.
So people really be possessed in these situations.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Intense.
Oh, look. Right there on the floor. Look what is he drawing on the floor? On the floor.
He's drawing a pentagram on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This man is drawing a pentagram. This is super satanic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you ain't the only one manifesting.
Oh, you can definitely tell. You can see the red hair manifesting.
Right.
You can see him.
This is a whole shit. This is a whole manifesting situation.
He's dancing around me.
Right.
Now I'm just conjuring up demonic energy at this point. I'm a vessel at this point. Now it's just like, okay, what's gonna happen?
You're taking over.
Yeah.
You're taking over at this point.
Bye.